Hi peoples.
Zoe Sugg, aka Zoella, shot to YouTube stardom in 2009. She is famously known for her beauty and clothing hauls, and as her years in the YouTube spotlight have gone on, she's transitioned into more of a lifestyle vlogger. Early on, Zoella was viewed as YouTube's golden child, a bubbly young girl set out to help her young fans be the most stylish on a budget.
I'm totally on a roll with making these videos, obviously, as you can tell.
But throughout her YouTube career, Zoella's been plagued by controversy, and the sparkle she once had with millions is beginning to dwindle. Let's take a look back at Zoella's rise to fame and the controversies that are slowly taking that sparkle away. What's going on, guys? I'm Madison Conklin. Make sure to subscribe to Hollyscoop, click that little bell to turn on notifications, and interact with us in the comments section below. Without further ado, let's get into Zoella. With YouTube fame comes a big responsibility to the viewers and fans. You promise them content daily, weekly, monthly, and then subsequent advertising deals come that help your audience feel closer and better connected to you. Well, luckily for Zoella, this is exactly what happened, and she got a ton of spin-off Zoella-inspired advertising deals that she so graciously made available to her fans.
Hold up.
Oh, that's right. Let's start with where it all began. Zoe Elizabeth Sugg is a British YouTube vlogger who got her start on the digital media platform in 2009. Zoella was born in Wiltshire, England on March 28, 1990. Coincidentally enough, her mother was a beautician, so makes sense where she got the beauty vlogging talents from, and her father was a property developer. Zoe is one of two children. You may know her little brother Joe Sugg, aka Thatcha Joe. The two are extremely close and often cross-promote their channels by appearing on one another's respective YouTube channels. Much like today's younger generation, Zoe decided against going to college or university due to major anxiety issues. She told the Financial Times, quote, "I didn't want to go away from my family, from any comfort that I had."
And my panic attacks were really bad, almost to the point where I didn't even want to get out of bed.
Her openness about anxiety and panic attacks led her to become a digital ambassador for Mind, a mental health charity. Due to her crippling anxiety, Zoella instead pursued a career in interior design and blogging. She then began blogging about makeup tips and where to find good quality yet price-friendly pieces to add to your cosmetic collection. Through her blog, she garnered 1,000 followers, not very many, and then took all of them to YouTube and blew up.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel.
Since launching her channel in 2009, yeah, that's like 10 years in the making, Zoella has garnered over 11.5 million subscribers. Now, if you didn't know, this didn't happen overnight. Zoella's YouTube fame didn't take off until 2013. That's about 4 years from when she first started in 2009. Once she had 1 million subscribers, Zoella created another channel called More Zoella, which focuses on day-in-the-life videos, bloopers, extras, and daily life happenings. These two channels did a lot of good for Zoella's career early on because in 2010, Zoella tweeted some pretty controversial things that weren't uncovered until years later.
I had no idea.
Controversy number 1, Zoella's offensive 2010 tweets. It's no secret that Zoella's image is the nice, welcoming girl next door. She's seemingly perfect in every way. She's the person you can confide in, tell your secrets to, and not be judged. Her tweets, though, painted her in a very different light. Her tweets managed to insult and slur pretty much everyone: gay people, the trans community, women as a whole, the non-rich, fat people, etc. This all according to Babe.net. One tweet aimed at gay people said, quote, "I find it funny when gay men spit. It's like they're trying to be a bit macho, but it never works out." One follower tweeted back at her saying, "So, what excuse do you have for this one, Zoella?" That was in 2017 when the tweets became uncovered. Of course, other Zoella stans were very disheartened by the insensitive and offensive tweets. In terms of her sexist women bashing tweets, here's this one. "Why are these clothes so expensive?" "Because they're designer, you tramp." And another read, "Gracie Francesca just saw her Twitter. She needs to get dressed, to be honest. LOL, skank attack." And the one that really knocked her lady-hating tweets out of the park, Cammy. It's like everyone feels sorry. She could have kept her legs shut. Excuse my choice of words. Hashtag vulgar. Well, I have to say, at least she acknowledged her choice of words and blunt disrespect.
If you want to call it that.
Fans obviously were enraged and tweeting things at Zoella like, "You guys realize those tweets from Zoella may be from 7 years ago, but she was still 20, plus not a silly teenager." I think we're justified in being a little shocked And this one. Zoella, you should apologize for those tweets. You were 20 years old, so you were in a position to know better. Can't use age as an excuse. Obviously, Zoella got wind of all of this and had to issue a response. Zoella claims a lot of the tweets were taken out of context and that she wouldn't use many of those words now as part of her language. In a tweet, she wrote, quote, "I've seen a few of my old tweets from 7-8 years ago floating around, which I have now deleted using words like chav, skank, and other words I wouldn't use now as part of my language. And a lot of them were taken out of context referring to TV shows, but I would never say those things now, and I'm sorry if I've offended anyone. That was not my intention. Obviously, that is not who I am today, and I'd like to think I'm a little older and wiser. I'm not perfect, and I've never claimed to be. I'm only human." If we fast forward 4 years, Zoella comes out with a book called Girl Online. The book was Zoella's first ever novel and was released in November 2014. The book is very similar to that of Zoe Sugg's viral come-up. The book is about a 15-year-old anonymous blogger and what happens to her life when the blog goes viral. Girl Online scored the highest first-week sales for a debut author since the records began. She sold 78,000 copies in the first week it hit bookshelves. While Zoella basked in all her handwritten glory, fans began to wonder if the book was entirely written by Zoe Sugg. Zoella fans took to their favorite platform, that's right, Twitter, and started tweeting up a firestorm saying, quote, "Very interesting to learn a certain untouchable vlogger has had her debut novel ghost-written." And another, "I'm happy Zoella is doing well for herself and all, but having a novel ghost-written for you and then slapping your name on it isn't cool." And here's this one. I can't believe people are actually surprised about the fact that Zoella's novel is probably ghost-written. Of course it is. And you know, a few days after controversy surrounding the book hit ahead, the publishing company came out to say, quote, "To be factually accurate, you need to say Zoe Sugg did not write the book Girl Online on her own."
Complete panic and mass hysteria.
And you guessed it, Zoella hopped on Twitter to once again clear her name, brand, and image. Zoe wrote, "This might answer some of your tweets. Thanks for all the positive feedback about Girl Online, and for the doubters out there, of course I'm gonna have help from Penguin's editorial team in telling my story, which I talked about from the beginning. Everyone needs help when they try something new. The story and the characters of Girl Online are mine. I want to thank all of you who have taken time to support the book." In an interview with Cosmopolitan after the controversy struck, Zoella said of the entire experience, quote, "It was horrible. I worked really hard on the book, and it was all me. The characters, the story. I felt as if I was being attacked, and I was like, I'm gonna shut my laptop. I can't be bothered with all of this." She continued to say, quote, "It knocked my confidence massively. When it came around for the second book, I felt I couldn't and that it had all been ruined. It took a lot for me to put that behind me and move forward." And move forward she did, right into yet another, you guessed it, controversy. This time, it was a big one.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
The holidays are a time for family, friends, food, and...
Oh my God!
And what better way to anticipate his arrival than by opening up a calendar filled with goodies each day until Christmas Day?
There is no other way.
Our third controversy plaguing Zoella is the highly anticipated and dreaded Advent calendar debacle. Zoella came out with an Advent calendar, you know, the kind where you peel back the door and behind it is a little chocolate or present. Typically, Advent calendars have 25 doors you can open, one for each day, until December 25th, Christmas Day. Well, Zoella cut some corners and only had 12 days on her Advent calendar.
Huh?
12 doors.
It's got 12.
It's got 12 doors.
Then why the f is it 50?
Yep, half the doors for twice the price, and this did not sit well with any of her fans.
1 star, but should be no stars. I love Zoella as a YouTuber. I mean, who doesn't? But this is so overpriced. You only get 3 of her actual products, all spoilers, and all the other 9 are full of stuff you can get from the £1 store. Such a huge waste of money.
Other enraged consumers went on Twitter airing their grievances.
And tell them all the ways they have disappointed you over the past year.
Glasgow Selkie said, disturbing that Zoella is charging £50 for her branded Advent calendar with only 12 doors, LOL, when the majority of her fans are still in primary school and the products are cheap Christmas cracker crap. Utterly shameful. Just so you know, £50 is equivalent to nearly $66 in the US, quite a bit of money for a 12-day calendar, if you ask me. All right, back to the critics. To which someone replied, I don't understand how she hasn't said a thing, nor why her products in the calendar aren't 1, full-sized, 2, more frequent in the calendar, and 3, so cheap when bought separately. To which Glasgow Selkie replied, "Preach! Just shameless exploitation and shows she doesn't really give a about her fans." Like clockwork, here we go. Zoella heard the screams of her fans, and instead of just sticking her response on Twitter, she made a vlog about it.
Did you see the Zoella apology? Probably not, and that's not a surprise because she hid it at the end of a 38-minute vlog.
Now, if you didn't catch her addressing the backlash, here it is.
Once that product is done and I'm happy with it, the retailer can decide how much they sell that for. That's completely out of my decision making.
Her response is somewhat understandable, and while many consumers were upset over how expensive the calendar was, which was out of Zoella's control, there were also a ton of complaints about how cheap the products were made that came inside of it. That was in Zoella's control.
The calendar is something I've worked on for a year. I love the product.
And of course, more people hated on Zoella for her quote-unquote apology video. The fans were ruthless. Zoella's apology is worse than the product, just blaming it on boots and patronizing everyone by saying it's difficult to understand. It's not hard, you just like money.
Does it get worse than that?
Unfortunately for Zoella, it does. Her following just can't seem to let her catch a break. And yet another doozy. Yes, they keep coming. Was the 2017 Hello World live event described as an epic 4-hour immersive live show like nothing on earth. Fans were promised the opportunity to mingle and hang out with her and other YouTube celebs like Zoella's boyfriend Alfie Deyes and brother Joe.
There's going to be live performances, live talks, there's going to be demos, there's going to be opportunities for signings and for meet and greets.
The VIP tickets cost a whopping £99, and instead of meeting Zoella, reports say fans waited in line for hours, and when some fans asked for selfies or autographs, they were denied. Zoella's main contribution to the day was her onstage appearance, which only lasted a few minutes long. A fan tweeted at her, "We're not angry about the meet and greet, it's just that we expect to see someone like Zoella, who has 11 million subs, on the main stage for more than 2 seconds." To which Zoella replied, "Hi Jane! There are some people who feel really comfortable being on stage in front of thousands of people. However, I am not one of them and was never scheduled to be on the main stage for a segment of my own." Once again, no apology, just reflecting blame. All right, here we are at our final and most recent Zoella controversy. It has to do with her Colourpop Cosmetics makeup line that was released in February.
Basically, the thing that I have been working on and the brand that I have been working on it with is a makeup collaboration with Colourpop.
On February 20th, Zoella announced her latest makeup collab with Colourpop Cosmetics. She would be releasing a 70s-inspired brunch makeup line.
A ladies' brunch?
The collection comes complete with an eyeshadow palette, blush, pencils, highlighters, liquid lipsticks, and it cost £14 for the eyeshadow palette alone, about $18 in the United States. While many fans and publications raved over the collection, there were a few, a lot of people who once again didn't jive well with Zoella's latest business venture and cash grab. The Daily Mail reported that Zoella was slammed online after launching a new range of makeup that fans have branded as boring and beige. Zoella hopped online to combat the Twitter trolls and said, quote, "Sadly, some people will always have something negative to say about anything I do. I am thrilled with the collection and the fact that there is something for everyone. The response has been overwhelmingly positive on the whole, and it's done far better than I could have ever imagined." Clearly, our girl Zoe has gotten used to the haters, the controversy, and has figured out a way to Christianer her way through any bad publicity. And I can kind of see why she doesn't sweat the scandal anymore. She's in good company. Her longtime boyfriend Alfie Deyes has also been at the center of a major controversy. Alfie, who's a reported millionaire, made a video where he challenged himself to live on £1 for 24 hours. That's $1.32 in the US. Obviously, and for good reason, this did not go over well at all.
What an idiot!
After the video went up and viral, he almost immediately took it down because people were bashing him for it. The video was highly controversial. People said he was ignorant and detached from reality. Some insensitive, detached from reality things he said included, quote, "I don't know if this is possible because the way I live is expensive." Oh, and he also did not take out his gym membership and gas from the whole challenge. Enraged viewers said, quote, "How out of touch is he? People are dying of hunger all over the world, and I feel like he's making a mockery of it. I mean, a damn dollar here in America is a luxury for someone that is homeless and hungry." Then came the apology video.
When I was filming it, I simply saw it as like another YouTube challenge.
He's kind of reminding me of a few American vloggers that are infamous for making ignorant videos.
That's my boy! That's disgusting! Woo!
Alfie continued on with his apology, saying,
that's not a challenge. That is not something that should be on YouTube. Of course, this doesn't amend anything that I've said or done in the video.
Clearly, Alfie and Zoella, you can't seem to win with everyone, especially as you're getting older and, quote, wiser. Maybe it's best to just stick to what you know. Okay guys, after uncovering all of these controversies, what do you think? Are people just angry with Zoella's fast fame and fortune and continued success? Or is she really good at pulling fast ones on people? Comment below to tell me what you think of these controversies and if you are a Zoella stan.